Here's why real estate agents who become content creators right now are going to be light years ahead of everybody else come the next 2 years. It's not going to be a matter of skill, not going to be a matter of who can shake the most hands. No, it's going to be how you market yourself and how well are you able to capture the number one asset in today's age, which is attention. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Trey Wesley. I've generated over 120 million viewers. I've gotten hundreds of brand collaborations. I've gotten over 6 figures in revenue sales for small online businesses. And I get about 20 plus leads on a page that I barely even post on, all through simple video content. And now I teach and show real estate agents how to do the exact same thing through simple systems and strategies. With that being said, let's get into it. So how to become micro famous through simple videos. What is everybody else doing? What can you do to stand out? And the opportunity that can come from this. The compound effect is exactly what we'll go over today. Let's get into it. So I want to first start by just listing the forms of marketing that people do to get clients. It's client acquisition, right? People do cold calling, door knocking, open houses, paid ads, referrals, and obviously posting content. None of these are actually going to make you micro famous, by the way. I don't care how many people tell you to do them over and over again and that you'll get exactly what you want from it. The sheer volume of client acquisition and actually getting leads and growing a brand is not going to come from any of these. Yes, posting content as well, as long as it's not done the right way. People spend a whole lot of time doing door knocking. That's not going to get you micro famous. Open houses, no. Paid ads, no. Referrals, no. Networking events, I don't care how many events you go to. You can go to 1,000 events. There's no way possible that you're able to get micro famous through simply just doing networking events. Posting content, just not the right way. Okay, you can post all the content you want. That won't even change your situation. You have to have systems and strategy behind what you're posting in order for you to actually become micro famous and actually become the authority within your niche. Now, a few reasons why agents just never post the right way. It could be a few things, but let's just go over these. They're either focused on fancy videos. They think that the fancier the video, the more polished they look online, the better it is for them in terms of growing your brand and actually getting clients from it. It's not the case. Or they may just have a targeting issue. They hop online and don't talk to anybody. And when you talk to everybody, you end up talking to nobody. Or they simply just have content that sucks. Now, this is most of you. You just don't have content that's good enough to be able to get that brand that you want or to become micro famous or the authority in your niche. Your content just sucks. And sometimes you think it's good, which is your detriment as well. You think that your content is so good that you never change it because you never analyze what's actually going wrong. And then boom, you're just stuck in this loophole of just trying and not getting anywhere. So I actually want to go over the 1,000 people theory. That is reaching 1,000 people in the quickest and most effective way possible. I'll rate each of these methods by time, effectiveness per person, and solicitation or not. Are you soliciting that person? Do they expect you to show up and actually pitch them for a service? Or do they feel bothered by you because they didn't ask you for anything or they don't want to see you, they don't know you? So starting with cold calling, it's going to take approximately 100 plus hours. 100 plus hours just to reach 1,000 people. And that's if you're lucky. That's if you're good. Now, effectiveness per person, that's about medium. It depends how good you are. If you have a good close rate on calls, then great for you. But most people, especially at the beginning, won't. And guess what? You're going to get cussed out. You're going to burn out. You're going to get tired. It's eventually going to happen to you if you try to reach 1,000 people. It takes a long time to do it. And yes, quite frankly, in their eyes, it is solicitation. Now, door knocking, it's going to take you approximately 500 plus hours. Do you understand how much time that is? There's 24 hours in a day. And you don't work 24 hours a day, by the way. Let's say you work 8 to 10 hours a day. I want you to break that up. How many days or weeks or months would that be just to reach 500 hours? Again, that's if you're good enough, if you're lucky. 500 hours just to reach 1,000 people by door knocking. There's way more effective ways to reach 1,000 people, and door knocking is probably at the bottom of the barrel. The effectiveness is low and the solicitation level is, yeah, it is. It's probably the highest form of solicitation. It's the lowest form of effectiveness. I don't see why anybody would focus on door knocking over any of these other methods. I know I'm kind of dogging on everything else, but door knocking, out of all things, to reach 1,000 people, just don't. Open houses, it's going to take you approximately 200 plus hours just to reach 1,000 people. That's given if they show up at a good rate. How many open houses are you doing? How many people are showing up? How good are you at marketing yourself to be able to get people to that open house? If you're good enough, 200 plus hours just to get 1,000 people in front of you. Effectiveness level, low to medium. It depends on each person who's walking through that door, and ebbs and flows, we know, right? Solicitation, no. But sometimes. What do I mean by sometimes? Well, what usually happens, some agents will have you write a name, email, number, just to track who's coming, right? And after that, they may or may not say, oh, I'm not going to send you anything. I just want to track who's coming. Some actually start sending you stuff. Solicitation, sure, you gave in and you actually wrote it down, but some people just lie. Some agents lie. So yes, it's not a form of solicitation, but sometimes it can lead to that. Now, when it comes to referrals and networking, I'm going to combine those two together. it takes approximately 100 plus hours just to reach 1,000 people. It's great and all, but it's kind of hard to measure as well. Effectiveness level is medium, I would say, and solicitation, no. So this is good, but if you're simply relying on this in order to reach 1,000 people, then it's not the best case scenario, right? Now, let's get to video content. Video content, how many hours does it take to reach 1,000 people? Well, it's undefined. It can literally be 5 minutes, it can be 24 hours, it can be 24 days. It just depends on the algorithm, how good your video is. There's so many metrics that goes into it, but I tell you what, it has never been easier to reach 1,000 people. So in terms of the time amount to reach that 1,000 people, it's going to be rather low compared to everything else like cold calling, door knocking, referrals. No shot, it takes you 1,000 hours of video content creation to reach 1,000 people. And if that's the case, then you need help, and maybe I can get you that help. Besides the point though, effectiveness is extremely high depending on who you target and how you do it. Again, if you have great strategies and systems behind your video content, then the effectiveness level is through the roof. Like, it's no limit on that. Solicitation? No. You popped up on their feed, they were gladly scrolling. They scroll past you if they don't like you. They keep on watching if they do. That's just how it works. And the crazy thing about this is you can do it over and over and over and over again. There is no cap on how much you can do. So guess what? If you manage to do 1,000 pieces of content and knowing that each piece can reach 1,000 people just like that, well, guess what? You times that over and over again, huge amount of people, huge amount of opportunities. Your face, your voice, your brand has reached millions of people just like that. And you didn't have to work 1,000 hours for it. You just had to work a little bit of time. So let's talk about actually learning the skill of content creation. So what you want to do is post hyperlocal content with strategy. That is how you'll reach the most effective 1,000 people and not just any random group of people. Now, the opportunity that comes from following this system is you build trust, you build authority, and you build brand. Let's break each one down. So building trust, making consistent content is the only method where you can actually build trust and then have them reach out begging to work with you. Begging, I should say. This is the only method where you can actually have that happen. You could not get people to beg to work with you through cold calling. You can't get people to beg to work with you through door knocking. It just won't happen. They don't know you. They don't trust you. And this is just a form of connecting with people before they even reach out. This is the only method that will happen. So yes, what I mean by begging is I mean by actually wanting to work with you in the first place, actually being excited to work with you in specific. Building trust and making consistent content online is the only method where that happens. So that happens where they actually beg to work with you rather than you reaching out, basically begging to work with them. Do you know how you sound on the other end of a line when you're trying to get people to work with you or trying to sell their house for them or anything else? Not only did you call them out the blue and they don't know you, they don't trust you, they don't like you, but you quite literally sound like a beggar to them. Now, of course, do what you please, do what you have to get where you want to be. I'm not saying don't do it, but while you're doing that, also try to leverage your time, leverage your skill, and understand that there are better ways out there, like curating consistently good content so you can get yourself out of that loophole of always trying to call somebody and get them to work with you. There's this thing called the mere exposure effect. This is where the more we're exposed to something, the more we tend to like it and trust it. So what does that mean? That means the more that you put yourself out there through free, simple, organic videos that target your ICP, ideal customer profile, then the more they'll want to work with you. Crazy, huh? The more that you put your face and your voice out there in front of them, then the more they'll feel pulled to work with you. And that's exactly where building authority comes in. So let's talk about that. The more that you're able to associate yourself with what you do, the more people look at you as the authority in that niche. Even if you aren't. Even if you aren't the authority in that niche, if you find a way to consistently put yourself out there and associate yourself with those things, they'll look at you that way. And good stuff comes from that. So let's say that you're one of the only realtors in your city, posting consistently about homes between 500,000 and 600,000. Well, the people who have, so here's what'll happen. The people who have that budget and consistently see your face and hear your voice surrounding those exact homes will assume that you are the best person to reach out to. Shocker, huh? Yes. If you consistently put your face out there and associate it with that one thing that you want to be associated with and reach those people who are actually looking for that thing, guess what? You're the guy for them. You're the girl for them. And from that authority, that's where you start to build your brand. And with a strong brand and the proper online presence, getting business becomes much, much easier for you. And the more that you put out, the more that you get back. That's simply how it works. More input, more output for you. And even if it's not instantly, every post does matter. It's the compound effect. I want you to realize that a lot of people stop posting before they actually see their big break. There's been plenty of times, and this is not specifically related to real estate, by the way. This is just across any industry when it comes to posting online. A lot of people will do this. They'll start the post. They start to see a little bit of traction here and there. And they think that the moment it dies down even a little bit, then that's the moment that they quit. That's the moment where it stops working for them. When in reality, if they would have just kept on going and just kept on posting what they were talking about, and along the way actually making these little tweaks, improving themselves in their content, those posts will have continued to get seen by the right people. And guess what happens? Over time, more people similar to the ones who are already watching will start to come too. That's the compound effect. Everything you do online is counting towards something in the future. And content creation is the most effective tool that translates into the most positive outcomes. So I say that to say this, you're still early, especially if you take the time to get good at this, you will be wowed. Yes, you're still early. I know it seems like 1,000 realtors are having so much success when it comes to social media, but it's not the case. You either just see one of two things, a handful of them blowing up off one-off videos that actually get them no brand recognition in the long run, meaning they hit a good video once and they can't do it again. And because you saw that good video and because they made that good video, you think that automatically equates to success, which it doesn't. Or the ones you see that are actually successful, you just see them so much because they understand that it's a volume game as well. They have been able to put their face out there, and because you see their face so consistently, they're the ones who's dominating. Like it's a huge gap between the ones who dominate up here and everybody else who's getting wins, like little wins, small wins, domination, wins, and then everybody else completely at the bottom. It's all about perception at that point. It's not that people are winning at such a high scale that you're so far away from them because it's such a huge gap. No, it's just the fact that they figured it out. Like they figured it out, and you will too if you just continue to put the work in and actually study and learn the game and realize that this is a learned skill. Now, I'll leave you with the fruit tree method. I love talking about this. It's something that's extremely valuable, no matter what industry we're talking about, but specifically to y'all. It goes something like this. Most agents wake up every day trying to sell a fruit. They post a listing, they ask for referrals, they push an open house, they chase a deal. And if they're lucky, it's immediate. They sell a fruit and they get paid. But no fruit equals no money. Now, imagine another agent decides to plant trees. And at first, it seems like nothing is happening, right? There's no shade, there's no fruit, there's no applause. This is the tree that they're trying to plant. What is there? It's just nothing but dirt right now because this tree hasn't formed into what it's supposed to be in the future yet. Right now, it's just dirt. And people look at them and ask themselves, why are they wasting time filming videos? But the ones who are trying to plant the tree, they just keep on planting. And every post is a seed, right? And over time, here's what happens. The roots get deeper, the trunk gets stronger, the audience grows, and trust starts to compound. And then one day, all of a sudden, a fruit shows up automatically. They aren't chasing the fruit anymore. They actually own the orchard. So here's the shift that actually needs to happen for that to happen. Traditional agents, they live transaction to transaction. But creative first agents, they build that ecosystem. They realize that while everybody else is trying to sell a fruit day by day, transaction by transaction, there's people out there actually planting trees and playing the long game, being patient because they understand that those fruits will start to grow. Those leads will start to come to them automatically without the chase. What once was just dirt to everybody else is now something bigger than anybody expected. So while everybody's looking at you crazy and asking themselves, why are they wasting time filming videos when they don't work right now? You as a creative first agent understand that if you just keep on posting online, if you just keep on planting those seeds, all of these good things right here will eventually happen for you and to you. And when they start to show up, everybody looks and says, how did that happen? With that being said, the moral of the story is most agents are trying to sell a fruit every day. But the smart ones are planting trees that feed them for years. Plant the tree while you're selling the fruit, and eventually you have a tree big enough to where you won't need to sell individual fruits. They'll just start to come to you automatically. That is how you'll become micro famous. That's how these smart agents are going to win. I hope you learned something from the 1,000 people theory, the building trust, authority, and brand, and obviously the fruit tree. If you find a way to apply all of these things to your business, you will start to see exponential growth, no doubt. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and join the community. That's where we're learning these great things. All of this is great information, but if you want transformation, it's inside of the community. I'll see y'all in there, and I'll see you in the next one.